What if I told you that you lose your dash on Black Panther because of your spear? Not just from your dash no regging, but your spear is actually a culprit. And don't just take my word for it, let me show you.
I lost my dash there?
Even though he hit the dash, there was no mark, so he lost it.
I lost my dash there?
Rocket, bro, you gotta come to us.
Hey, mind you, I lost my dash here. On God, I just lost my dash somehow.
Rocket, bro, you gotta come to us.
So as we can see, the main problem is the spear is too slow compared to the dash. It takes way too long to throw and to explode, so sometimes you're dashing before the spear lands and marks. But as I mentioned in the beginning, I am aware that actual no-regs happen on Black Panther. And for those of you who don't know what a no-reg is, it means when your attack lands on your screen, it has a hit marker and the damage sound, but no damage is actually dealt. In this case, the Black Panther doesn't get a refresh on his dash, like famous Black Panther YouTuber Carcat shows in his intro.
No, what? Bro. What? Bro, every dash is a no-reg. Why is everything a no-reg? What?
Even though that was a painfully accurate video of how Black Panther feels to play, you can see that most of the no-regs he gets are when he's on the edge of hitting them with a dash hitbox, meaning it's a skill issue. Nah, I'm just kidding, Carcat. But real quick, I found this Reddit post from like 5 months after the winter update, which is when people started complaining about Black Panther no-regs. And it says that the hitbox for his dash sound effect is bigger than the actual hitbox for hitting people. Sometimes, if an enemy is just slightly outside your hitbox, it still plays the sound as if you hit them, but you didn't. This is all for the Marvel Rivals devs to figure out. This is not an easy problem to fix. The no-regs happen on all melee characters and even some of the ranged characters. So instead of focusing on the complex problem of no-regs, let's focus on Black Panther's spear. So as I showed you in the beginning of the video, Black Panther's spear is slower than his dash. So I have two solutions to this. You either buff the speed of his spear, or you nerf the speed of his dash. So his dash would be slower. So let's start with option 2. Nerfing the dash speed would definitely hurt Panther, especially against all the CC in this game. Like, let's go with his hard counter. You'd get fucked by things stun more, you'd get fucked by all the CC. So if you nerf the speed of his dash, you would need like a additional buff to the dash to make it better. And Black Panther players like Slushy and Necros have advocated for CC immunity or crowd control.
Therefore, I'm suggesting CC immunity mid-dash. Not at the beginning of his dash, not at the end of his dash, mid-dash. Reason for that is Magik. Magik has already CC immunity with her portals and actually invincibility frames as well, but not at the beginning of a portal and at the end, only in the middle of a portal.
So he wants to have CC immunity mid-dash, like similar to a magic portal. But the problem is, a magic portal is literally traveling through a different dimension, and what? She goes, okay, 10 meters if you have momentum. And there's a delay in between. Watch this. You have to put a demon down before you can exit. She also has an animation of her coming in and out of a portal that's very predictable. If Black Panther had CC immunity, he could dash again straight after. So I think that would be very frustrating for supports to play against. Even if they predict his dash, he can ghost dash fast enough away or dash upwards where he can't be stunned. I think the bullshit that BP deals with is necessary, because this man creates the most space out of the entire dive roster. If you dive with a Black Panther, like if you're diving as well, he's the best dive duo you can have. And for CC immunity on such a fast dash is like crazy. No other character with a dash, something of similar, has CC immunity. Not even Magic Dash, Spider-Man, Iron Fist. So I don't think that's healthy for the game. So let's move on to the better option, which is to be buffing the speed of his spear. First of all, he does this gigantic wind-up to just to throw. That's not even that fast. And before you say it's a vibranium spear or some dumb shit, literally Captain America, if you switch to Captain America, This motherfucker's hurling his shield 4 times in a row, effortlessly. And I think that moves faster than Black Panther's spear, but I'm not sure. Watch. Shield throw, that shit definitely moves faster. Like, I think human javelin throwers, no heart-shaped herb, throw a spear faster than this. Like, if you compare it to the Moor, because I think he has the most similar weapon. Where the fuck's the Moor? This motherfucker throws this thing way faster. And why does his spear even explode midway? If you're a Panther player, do you ever use this? Like, why can't you just snipe people across the map? Why does this explode midway? I feel like this is a useless mechanic. I think it's 40 meters away. It hits. You're not going to close the distance. Okay, say you dash through someone else. Maybe. If Black Panther's spear didn't blow up midway, you could do some cool plays like dash, throw it up above them, it lands back on him, and then you can dash again. That would be probably the coolest thing ever. And it wouldn't be like crazy broken because people move in the real game. So, and with the fire meta too, Black Panther's faster projectile speed could definitely help him. But the one problem with buffing the speed of the sphere is the unreactable combo. Okay, I did that shit really slow, but play the clip.
Unreactable combo, please. All right, I'll hit him with the unreactable. Oh, I just hit both of them with the unreactable.
Ooh. Now, the unreactable combo isn't fully unreactable right now. If we watch Carcat's clip, you can see this.
Oh. No! It's unreactable! It was supposed to be unreactable. And someone reacted to it? That's impossible. Literally impossible.
So I'm sure support players would start rioting if the unreactable combo got even faster. But there is a way to make the unreactable combo harder to hit. And you can do that by adding 2 damage levels to Black Panther's spear. Right now his spear toss does 45 damage. But you could change the inner to do like 50 damage or more. And then the outer circle to do like 30 to 35 damage or more. And if you're hit with a direct spear toss in that inner circle, there would be a purple vibranium mark above your head, just signifying that it did more damage. And maybe you could make that mark last longer if you wanted to. And I know this damage nerf would hurt Black Panther. So that's where I suggest a 3-stage base attack. Basically, the first interval would be the lowest damage, then the second interval would be a little bit more, and then the final interval would be this attack and do the most damage, which is his secondary melee. So right now he does 35 damage per hit. So my suggestion would be keeping the first melee 35 damage, then the second melee would be around 45 damage, and the third melee would be the biggest increase at around 60 damage. And this would incentivize Panther players to melee in between dashes, which would slow their gameplay down and make them easier to stun and to punish. I also want to talk about his wall climb ability because it can be very frustrating to climb walls. If you're at the wrong elevation, you have to wait until you hit the ground again usually before you can wall climb again. It's like your jump is on a 3-second cooldown, but even if you were to wait the 3-second cooldown, you can't start wall climbing again. And I don't really like that. I think maybe the wall climb should be tied to a 3-second cooldown as well. Or maybe your wall climb should be tied to if you use ability, you can wall climb again. Not making it too overpowered, but especially a movement ability, not a spear, I don't think. I've seen comments about making his double jump have no cooldown, but then you could just spam double jump and you would be like really hard to hit. Like he already has a lot of movement. And Black Panther's passive, dealing higher damage at low health. Now this passive has been critiqued by many YouTubers before me, so I'm not going to really touch on that. But what about a bonus passive where called Bass Blessing, where if he loses his dash, like that, a sound cue would play. So if you had a passive that told you when you lost your dash, that would improve no regs vastly, especially on Black Panther, a person who relies on his dash so often. So I want to talk about how Black Panther's been getting nerfed through characters. And every new character since Season 0 that has been added has been a good anti-dive. The Thing in his Earthbound, Emma Frost's Diamond, Mr. Fantastic's Backshot, Human Torch's innate ability to fly, Invisible Woman's Suck or Pull, and Ultron's ability to fly and give himself 375 HP. These are all good against dive and Black Panther. And the character I want to talk about the most is The Thing. The Thing?
The strongest one there is. But
shut your dumb ass up, Thing. Alright. The Thing is probably the most flawed character in Marvel Rivals. Okay, let me rephrase that. Out of all the new characters, the Thing is the most flawed out of all of them. This man is the definition of a counter swap pick. Getting destroyed by a Wolverine? Don't worry. You can swap Thing and not get grabbed anymore. Black Panther decimating your backline? Don't worry. Switch to the Thing. And don't worry, I've got a real world example for you.
Fuck back. I got their backline. See, what am I supposed to do? This fucking freak just runs into me and then kills me after. They have no heals, so we should win this, right?
I honestly think the Thing was designed to counter Black Panther. And maybe he counters other dive, but you can't lie, especially in high elo. If there's a really good Black Panther, you just swap the Thing and make his life hell. And this is what makes Thing such a counter swap character. Not only that, but this guy isn't even considered a main tank or an off tank. He's like a weird hybrid anti-dive tank. And the problem with an anti-dive tank is he's just gonna always be a counter swap character, especially with a character like the Thing, whose playstyle is so basic and can't really do anything if there's no dive to be countered. Especially in the flyer meta that we're currently in, the Thing is utterly useless. If they're 10 meters or I think 12 meters above him, he cannot hit them. Like, look at this gameplay. His punch animation always goes in front of him. He can't punch upwards, at least for the animation. I don't think the Thing was designed with flyers in mind. Now, I propose the Thing can jump to enemies. He wouldn't jump directly on them, but like in front of them. And his jump would take a little bit longer than Hulk, so it would be significantly slower. And the range would be far less than Hulk, around 10 to 12 meters. Now you could balance it by giving it a shared cooldown with the ally jump as well, so one ally jump and then one enemy jump. Another thing I want to talk about is the Thing's earthbound. So when the Thing runs, he should be far louder to enemies. Like, he's a gigantic boulder running at you, and if you didn't know, you can animation cancel the running earthbound into just earthbound, and I think that's a little bit too fast and unreactable to dive. So I think it should be far slower. You should be able to tell like he's about to break the ground, and it should like glow yellow for like the enemies to see or the dive to see. There needs to be counterplay. He can't just stop Black Panther suddenly with Black Panther not being able to do anything. And before you say you're a Magic player, you want Thing to be hard nerfed, I have a positive win rate against this guy. He's not a problem for me, but I still feel it's unfair to BP players how unfair Thing is to them. And I do have more tweaks I could do for the Thing, but this video is getting quite long, so let me know if you want that in the comments down below. Before I wrap this video up, I just want to say that I only wish the best for this game. That's why I made this video. You may view it as harsh criticism, but I just want this game to succeed because I love it and I see the insane potential it has. And let me leave you with one clip to summarize the dive meta in season 2.5.